The sea covers over 2/3 of our planet's surface. Yet we know more about space and the universe than we do about our own oceans. Scuba diving allows us to peel back the blue veil that obstructs our eyes from all the magnificent things that lurk below. And rest beneath the sea. We invite you to join us as we travel and explore all that lies beneath. Hello everybody, this is Captain Dennis with Squalus Marine Divers. Today we're up in Point Judith, Rhode Island, and we're with a dive boat called the Canned Air. Captain Wayne Gordon invited me out today to go check out something we haven't finished checking out, the U-853. This was a U-boat owned by the Kriegsmarine, which is the German Navy during World War II. And it was the last submarine that was sunk actually after World War II. This submarine was in the Rhode Island area, and they apparently didn't get the information that the war ended, and they sank a ship called the Black Point. After that, the United States Navy responded. They chased them to a few miles east of Block Island, and they depth charged them, and this is where they ended up. We have an extremely calm day on the water today, so hopefully this will be a easygoing dive. Pretty much non-existent current here today, so it's a nice treat. So as we get down to where the conning tower is, you can see there's some line that's all kind of wrapped up in the tie-in, so we're going to avoid that so as to not get tangled into it. And you can start to see the conning tower take shape. The conning tower is roughly at about 90 feet. And the ship is sitting pretty much upright. Straight up and down. And that way's the bow. You can see the blast hole, and we did that on our first video. But today we're going to pretty much explore from the conning tower aft. Getting down to the deck will be at about 113 feet, give or take. And the pressure hull has all been kind of removed. It's no longer here. So this is the inside, I guess you could say, of what's underneath it. Those are air flasks, and I think this is an access for the sailors. And that rectangular thing is the mount for an anti-aircraft gun. So we're going to take a closer look at this entryway. We're not going to do any penetration because this is a war grave. So there are human remains inside, and we're just going to stay on the outside. But if you put the camera down, you can kind of see it's awfully tight quarters in here. I don't even know if that was an access for people. That could have been something else. But this is the mount for the anti-aircraft gun. And you can see down into the other parts of the sub. And there's a lot of damage here that may be from the initial attack where the U.S. Navy went after them, but there's also a lot of deterioration from just being in the water. You know, the wave action for years and years and years. Storms, hurricanes, things like that. So we are on the port side of the ship right now, and we're going to be working aft. And it's approximately 130 to the mud, or the bottom of the seabed here. But right about now, I'd say we're about 115. I think this is the aft torpedo loading hatch. There's something similar in the forward part of the ship, and it looks pretty much the same. So we're gonna put the camera in and see what we can see. And there's all kinds of wreckage down inside. Now we're gonna check it out from a different angle. Kind of in the middle of the ship right now, and here's where they would have loaded the torpedoes in, on the aft section of the ship. Looking inside again, and if we turn our lights off, you can kind of see there's some light coming in another hole further aft. And here's where that hole is, which I believe is another blast hole. So as we float over, you can kind of see there's all kinds of turmoil and chaos inside of this ship. This is the starboard side. You can see the supports for the pressure hull. Kind of look like ribs. Going back to the blast hole again. See if we can get a better look at some of the wreckage down in there. Quite a bit of debris inside. Almost looks like cinder blocks, but all kinds of strange things inside, folks. So we're going to continue to move aft. Some more ribs. Well, this piece looks like it's broken, like the stern is completely broken. It almost looks like it fell backwards, which brought this part up. I'm not really sure. But it almost looks like a hallway. Here we are again from a different point of view, perspective. Take a final look at it. And we're going to move off to the port side again. So now we're descending a little deeper. over the side. It looks like an air flask has fallen over. So it's resting in the mud but leaning on the hull. Again, we're port aft right now. And Pete wanted me to come this way because he wanted to show me something pretty cool that I've never seen before. Now we're down at the bottom. You can see there's some fishing gear. And as we round the corner, Pete's pointing down to the left, and as we round the corner, take a look back, and you can see right there is a torpedo that's still in its tube. And that center the detonator has been removed by the U.S. Navy. And here's what it looks like. Thanks for the picture, Peter. But we're pretty much at the end of our dive. So here we are back at the conning tower. Final look at the periscope. Up past the loose line. And we're gonna head back up to the boat. And we hope you enjoyed our second dive here on the stern of the U-853. If you haven't seen the bow of the U-853, you can check it out on our first video, which is available at squalusmarine.com. And then we get up to the top. I saw this ferry, and that was where I was hearing all kinds of strange noises while I was doing my deco stops. But we'd like to thank Captain Wayne Gordon of the Canned Air for getting us out here to the U-boat today. And if you want to check out any more wreck videos, you can go to squalusmarine.com. This is our 132nd video, and there's a whole bunch more to check out. So we look forward to seeing you online, and hopefully we'll see you on a boat sometime. Until then, I'm Captain Dennis.